The PDP seems to be putting their house together already. It looks like Damagun is now appeasing the ancestors through Bala Muhammad. Of course, my instincts tell me, and I know my instincts will not lie, that Wike has been providing the lubricant, the oil for lubricating the systems, the all aggrieved members of the party, to ensure that Damagun remain as the PDP's national chairman.
Good evening, sir. You are blocking off.
You see, don't block us. Don't block us. Don't block us here. Let's see the face of the man coming.
My light. Doesn't I like the work?
The light don't go anywhere, sir. No, the light traveling.
Which side?
Value jet.
Value jet. I arrived here 4:30. Arik.
No, we arrived.
I left Osita there. Osita. We came to the airport. My flight was delayed for 3 hours.
It's flight.
Yes, airfield. Praise. Gentlemen, how are you?
My hanky.
No, it's not. Click.
Hey, play.
Hi, people, how are you?
Welcome, sir.
Hey. Commander.
So if you don't know what's going on,
It's okay. It's okay. Excuse me. Ladies. Ladies. Sorry, excuse me. Ladies. Hello, ladies. Sorry. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
This meeting is a one-item agenda. It is not a caucus, it is not a governors forum meeting, it is a meeting of the PDP. PDP stakeholders with the governors and other organs of the party to discuss and chart a way forward in terms of unifying the party. The country is aware of what we experienced about a week ago, where we had a spate of suspensions and counter-suspensions. But PDP is a wonderful party. We were able to surmount that problem, and we are united today under the leadership of Acting Chairman, Ambassador Damagun. And that's why we are here, because the governors, the BOT, who are the conscience of the party, will discuss matters that will make us succeed in the future. And to avert this kind of happenings, we are here to discuss issues that are germane, but which are internal. And of course, at the end of the day, we'll reveal to the media and to the world what we have done. Because the PDP magic is that it can always come back. We will resist with all our strength and capacity any attempt to convert Nigeria into one-party state. We will make sure that all the dividing forces will not succeed within us. We will use our experiences and our unity, especially experiences that we garnered since 1999, to make sure we provide Nigerians a very good platform with which to actualize their aspirations in 2027. Thank you very much. We will brief you on the outcome of the meeting, but this is a PDP meeting that is bringing all the organs of the party so that we can chart a course that will ensure that we win in Ondo, we continue to win, and we rescue power from the maladministration of the APC. Thank you very much.
Actually attending, just as you can see, the business and the government are all here.
Who get this one? Salute, sir. How are you?
The outcome, the resolution of the meeting is actually all about. We're actually live now, and we're going to be having the governor, the chairman of the governors forum, addressing the press and alongside 600
Why is the BOT? You forgot your vice chairman.
Come and see here. Thank you, distinguished members of the press. Good evening. Arising from a consultative meeting of the various organs of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, held at the Tatari Ali Bauchi Governor's residence here in Abuja today, the following decisions were taken. 1. The National Executive Committee, NEC, meeting slated for October 24th, 2024 has been rescheduled to November 20th, 2024. The postponement is to give the party ample opportunity to concentrate on the forthcoming Ondo gubernatorial elections of November 16, 2024. 3. Reiterating the need for unity in the face of efforts by detractors to divide us, the meeting called on all members to shun utterances that could undermine the ongoing efforts at strengthening the party for the future success of our dear party. Thank you very much.
Can we ask a couple of questions?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so, Rahman, can I go first? Okay, so sir, this meeting has been much anticipated, and now you're saying that you're shifting till next month, 28th, right?
Yeah.
Next month.
28.
28th
Of next month.
of October.
All right. The question is, with all of the back and forth suspensions that we witnessed, in the past weeks, where is the party in all of this? Like, what is the position, really, the position of the PDP Governors Forum on the imbroglio that we actually saw? Then the second question.
But the position of the party and the PDP Governors Forum is known to everybody. You can see we are here with the acting chairman and the two sides that went into that, and we don't want to go back into ugly the occurrences that happened. We have really retraced our steps. We are together and united. Both parties have shielded their thoughts, and of course, we are good to go. We have reverted to the status quo before the commencement of the various suspensions. So I think it is something we are speaking with one voice, that because we want to win election, and still there may be some semblances of division and rancor, we don't want to give the opposition the opportunity to undercut us in Ondo, knowing fully well that Nigerians are looking up to us and our party members are looking up to us to make sure we rescue that state from the maladministration of the APC.
Your Excellency, I'm surprised for the first time you are talking about just the PDP. What about Nigeria? Considering what is happening in the country, are you not going to tell us what?
Wow, it's known to everybody. I don't want to overflow the issue of hunger and anger. I don't want to overflow the issue of the sufferings and toiling of people without remorse, without empathy from the government. I don't want to talk about an administration that is clueless, that has no left and right. They don't know where they are going. They are just perambulating and then somersaulting in policies and programs. We don't want to talk about the problems and challenges of the common man that is just an untold hardship, groaning in agony and melancholy. I don't want to talk about the country that every black man is looking up to, but we are praying for our leadership, devoid of politics, that we may reason with those who demonstrated against us. You know, the PDP governors are doing very well, and also the other governors are doing very well. So we want the federal government to work too.
Thank you.
Are we going back to this?
No.
When are you back?
If you want to go back, you can take it.
With the postponement of the NEC meeting of the People's Democratic Party to November 28, 2024, to allow the party enough time to prepare, the call for a change of leadership is still making headlines. Former Benue State Governor Senator Gabriel Suswam has called for the immediate removal of Damagun, the acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, citing leadership failures and poor performance. Suswam voiced his concerns during an expanded caucus meeting of the PDP in Makurdi, stressing that Damagun's leadership is leading the party astray and that the PDP will resist any attempt to have a one-party state. Joining us now on the morning show is Gabriel Suswam, former governor of Benue State and former senator representing Benue Northeast Senatorial District.
Hello, can you hear us from the studio?
About it, thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Senator, and good to see you
everybody.
again. Well, very quickly, in the introduction, Ayo here was saying that, well, it's a matter of public record, that you want Ambassador Damagun to go, that you don't want a one-party state and all of that. Is this out of self-interest? Because the other side of that story is that there are moves by persons, key stakeholders like a good self from the North Central to take over the remainder part of the tenure of Senator Yochia Ayu. And that instead of the position going to the zone where Ambassador Damagun comes from, after a fashion, should have been a North Central person. So is that what you are pushing for, your own interest in that position, rather than a commentary on the performance of Ambassador Damagun during the period that he has been there so far? So if it's about your ambition, please, let's complain, and so that we know exactly where you are coming from. You want to be chairman of the party?
Well, yeah, Segun, thank you very much for that question. I want to make it very clear that there are two things involved here. One is the fact that Damagun's performance has been abysmal as far as we members of the PDP are concerned. It is not just because the position is supposed to, by the constitution of the party, revert back to the North Central. If the leadership of PDP was performing and performing very well, I don't think the agitation for the position to revert back to North Central would have been as loud as it is now. But because the performance has been very abysmal, to say the least, a lot of people are tired, and also that has further emboldened the people, not just within the North Central, to say that, look, let us find somebody who can give leadership to the party from the North Central, where this position rightly belongs, by the constitution of the party. And so it's not just about people from the North Central wanting to be national chairman. It is because of the abysmal performance of the leadership of the party. That is what is most evident in all of this. Meet any PDP member from any part of the country will tell you that the leadership of the party at the headquarters is not encouraging. And most of the problems that we are now going through, the crisis in PDP wouldn't have been there if we have a leadership that shows some level of integrity. And so it's about the performance. It's about the fact that we don't have a leadership that have shown that they have the capacity to put PDP where PDP should belong. That is an alternative for Nigerians, an opposition party that Nigerians should say, well, if the ruling party is not performing, at least we have an alternative. But that is not there as far as the current leadership remains at the helms of the party. So it's more of the performance that has agitated the minds of the people. It's not about me or any person from the North Central wanting to be the national chairman of the party.
All right, thank you. So beyond this issue around the national chairman of the party, there are also said to be some bigger issues, some sacred cows in the party, some people who are working against the party and whom, I mean, it seems as if they cannot be touched, they cannot be disciplined, they cannot be called to order. One is the FCT minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike. What do you have to say about that? Because now the position of the party is a way forward, trying to bring reconciliation, trying to bring people together and to strengthen the party. But there's still that issue around anti-party activities and the fact that one person is holding the party to ransom. What's your take on this?
Yes, there are legal issues, but I believe that you've also, you must have read or heard the court, the same court saying that the internal issues of the party must be resolved by the party. Now, some individuals who were instigated by the acting national chairman himself, because those are chairmen from his immediate constituency. He's from Yobe. The party chairman from Yobe and party chairman from Borno went to court seeking the court to give an order that he should not be removed from the position of acting national chairman. This is very unfortunate because you were elected deputy national chairman of the party. You were not elected as a national chairman, for God's sake. And then, by default, you are now acting. And if you are an honorable person with integrity, if you are a man of character, it only behoves on you that once the time comes up for where this position is supposed to rightly go, you should step aside. People have done this before. Secondus was acting at some point. He stepped aside for the position to revert back to the Northeast, where the initial chairman who was elected belonged to. So it's just lack of honor on the part of Damagun. If you have honor, I don't think this would be an issue because you don't have honor. Why are you insisting to hold on to a position that does not belong to you or belong to your zone by the constitution of the party? It means that you don't believe in the rule of law. You don't believe that things should be done correctly. And as far as you have a leadership that does not believe in taking positions that will engender confidence in the society, in the organization that you are leading, there's going to be problem. And that is why we have problem. People don't trust this acting chairman. People don't believe whatever he says. Because he said this tomorrow, to another time is another thing. So whether there are legal issues or not, we must take a decision that we bring back some of the people who are even in other parties who want to join PDP cannot come because they have not seen any leadership that is encouraging to them. So we are looking at all the issues, we are taking them, and we believe that on the 28th, we are party people, we have to be patient. On the 28th of of next month, I believe and I'm confident that this issue of change of leadership will be effected. Like I said in the past, it mustn't be mean. Yes, I aspire to take over the leadership of the party because I know I'm capable of doing that. I've been in this party since 1998. I've held positions. I know the history of the party. And I know that I can reconcile the contending factors in the party. But Damagun doesn't have that courage. He doesn't have what it takes to...
Mr. Suswam, can you hear me?
Genuinely, because it's not
Can you hear me,
itself.
Mr. Suswam? Good.
Yeah, I can hear you, Rufai, yeah.
I'm going to ask you an hypothetical question. In an event where,
Rufai, go ahead.
where you become the party chairman like you desire, in an event where you become the party chairman like you desire, are you going to suspend Mr. Wike from the party?
Rufai, that is a very controversial question. Let me tell you this. The party, if we look at the party from section 57, 59, 58 and 59, make provisions for behavior that constitute breaches against the party. And there's a procedure that you need to follow. If as national chairman, as national chairman of the party, and I see that any member of the party breaches any of the provision provided under section 57, 58, and 59, of course, we would take the procedure, which is that you invite the people concerned before a disciplinary committee that will be set up. It is also under the provisions of the party that a disciplinary committee should be set up. So we set up a disciplinary committee, and each and every member of the party that breaches any of the provisions provided in the party that constitute breaches against the party, that person will be punished accordingly. In fact, expulsion is the last of the sanctions that are provided, I think, under section 58 or so. Expulsion is the last. There are steps that you take. You invite the person before a disciplinary committee. He will state his own case. If the party is not satisfied, first, that person will be cautioned. After, if such breaches continue, he will be suspended. And then, if those breaches are of the magnitude that he will be expelled the party. So I would take, as a lawyer, I will follow the procedure as provided in the constitution of the party. And if I find out that the breaches committed by any member, it doesn't have to be only Wike. You know, I don't want to center my leadership on individuals. But each and every member of the party that breach the constitution of the party will be brought before a disciplinary committee. And that is the only way that we can bring back confidence in the party. If we don't do that, then people will just get more emboldened, be more brazen in their behavior that constitute breaches against the party. And then we no longer have a party. So I believe that I will be that national chairman that will instill discipline into the party. That is the only way we can have this party back.
Okay, on that note.
we're wasting our time.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Temitope. Or is it Awa?
It's Temitope and Hawa. Okay.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, what are your thoughts, on the party's decision to postpone the NEC meeting till November? Isn't this counterproductive? How do you want to win an election when your party is clearly in disarray? And don't forget that your party isn't the opposition in Ondo State.
Thank you very much, Temitope. The decision to postpone the NEC, I believe, was in the best interest of the party, because we are going into an election and we were having a major division and almost a crack in the party. And because of that, the leaders of the party came together and reasoned that let us go and do this election first, so that when we get a victory, we will be able to use it to celebrate the next NEC, where the North Central is expected to present a replacement for Senator Yoche Ayu on November 28th.
So particularly for the residents of Ondo State, where the elections are coming up, what reassurances do you have that the party will be able to get themselves together and have peace restored? As we do know that there was a reconciliation and disciplinary committee that was organized by the National Working Committee. It doesn't seem that they have gone very far in their dispute resolution. How are you going to reassure voters?
Well, I listened to, was it former governor of Osun State, Oyinlola, Olagunsoye, who said that they have received, they have done reconciliation in the Southwest because they were in Ibadan for a period of time. And he believes that on account of what they have done in the Southwest concerning the various states, on the issues that they have raised, that they can make success of Ondo State. And I also read a report today quoting Governor Seyi Makinde that they are going to surprise the APC and Ayedatiwa, the governor of Ondo State. So on account of that, the party will depend on the reports that it has received, on how they will approach the citizens of Osun State. Sorry, the citizens of Ondo State. Well, they will depend, because Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State is the chairman of the campaign council on Ondo State. So, and he has said that they would defeat the APC as well as Ayedatiwa. I believe the party will rely on what he has said.
Now, as we look forward, to the NEC meeting in November, even as we also look forward to the election in Ondo State, there are some questions, that are bothering my mind. Are you optimistic, that there will be a lasting solution at this NEC meeting, seeing as this crisis in your party has lingered for quite a while? Are the combatants ready to shed their swords? Is your party ready to punish erring members? Are members ready to uphold the constitution of your party? Or are we going to do the same dance again, even after the NEC meeting in November?
We are going to do a different dance after the meeting of November 28th. I remember that in our last chat on this platform, between you and I did give you assurance that we will come back. Now, the party will have a rebound. And I think that the leaders of the party who have seen the challenges confronting the party so far are working towards this rebound. And I believe, and I strongly do so, that the November 28th NEC will lead us to a situation where we can have the rebound. Therefore, the dance, like you said, will be different in November.
So are you saying that the major warring members of the party, well, a few of them, namely Minister Wike and, of course, the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, are you saying that maybe they have sat down, they are talking, and they are ready to let the party not be the stomping grounds for their political beef? Is that what you're saying?
In my trajectory on this discussion, I have consistently said that the People's Democratic Party is bigger than the two leaders or the two individuals that you have mentioned, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Chimiyesom Wiki. The party is bigger than these two individuals. It is disturbing and it's even depressing that every time people talk about PDP, they come from the angle, oh, their division is their Wiki, their division is Malaji Atiku. Look, the challenge in the country today, is bigger than talking about individual in an opposition party that is in itself confronting challenges. What's very important now, is that because no matter how we look at it, PDP remains the biggest opposition political party. And it is only PDP that can bring other opposition parties together towards forming a formidable group. On account of this, I think we should concern ourselves about the restoration of peace, about making People's Democratic Party a viable, a strong opposition party. And I think that there are people in the PDP who can make this happen beyond the two individuals that we are talking about. Yes, we will need these two individuals, but people have left the party in time past and the party had remained. And as a result of that, I don't think that PDP should be allowed to be dropped or PDP should be allowed to die on account of, oh, there's this issue between former governor of Rivers State, Chimiyesom Wiki, and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And mind you, if you want to be factual, if you want to say the truth, this issue is more, the complaint, the grievance appears to be more on the side of the FCT minister than on Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And I don't want anybody to come up with the issue of maybe one is supporting one or the other. But whichever the way, I read something, I read a report, I think it was
former National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Ologbondiyan. Now, Mr. Ologbondiyan, in our last chat, you talked about some people putting fire in opposition parties in Nigeria, and you expressed fears that Nigeria might be sliding into a one-party state. At that time, there was no time to actually discuss in full. Now, today is the day. Who are these people putting fire in the opposition parties? Is it really fair to blame outsiders for the crisis within your party?
So is it also fair for Labour Party to be in the crisis, for the NNPP to be in crisis, and for fire to be stoked in the People's Democratic Party, so that it can also have its own crisis at the same time ahead of the general election in 2027? Is that also fair? There's no need asking. It's an agenda. And any party in government will want to do that so that it can have an easy run over the opposition. So there's no need saying that, oh, is it fair to blame others? Why can we say is it fair? The Minister of FCT, Governor Chimiyesom Wiki, is working in an APC government. And where is a major side on the issue of crisis in the PDP. So where do we look at? Who do we ask for?
So shouldn't you be blaming your party member? Shouldn't you be blaming your member instead of blaming the opposition? What does that say about the character of people that make up your party?
Look, Temitope, the fire is coming from somewhere. And we have said that, look, this token of fire is not even limited to us. It's in the other parties as well that are in opposition. There's crisis in Labour Party. NNPP is also having its own, no matter how little it is. You understand? So the party, our own party now, we are trying to work out how to take out this fire. And that is the essence of the November 28th National Executive Committee meeting.
Some might say that the crises that are happening in other parties, as well as you've rightly mentioned, shouldn't be equated to the PDP, in that the PDP should be in and of itself a different entity, a stronger entity, and an entity that has been around for longer as a political party. So it shouldn't be grouped with the lesser backed opposition parties. And it just goes to show that there is no opposition, credible opposition within the country. So much so that even if the ruling party could sabotage multiple parties at the same time, that something is awry.
Well, first and foremost, let us agree to one point, that a political party is a mix. where all sorts and all forms can be found. So we have to agree with that first. Then proceeding from there, any party will have challenge. Any party will have challenge. So, but what's important is that these contestations within, how are they managed to achieve purpose? I think that's what is important. And that is the trajectory that the People's Democratic Party is approaching now. That look, these contestations, let us resolve them so that we can have one united family. So, and I believe that the efforts that are ongoing in the party as we are speaking will lead to that.
Now, a lot of your members have been running to the judiciary for succor amidst this crisis in your party, and even in, in the other opposition parties that you mentioned, some of them have been seeking reprieve from the judiciary. How well would you say that the judiciary has performed in this aspect?
Well, I'll just say, because with due respect to the Lord Justices, one thing that is certain and is in the record of our law as a country, there are plethora of judgments and rulings that says that courts are not managers of parties. As a result of that, we appeal to the judiciary to allow the party to manage their affairs. It is only where there are contestations that dwell on human rights, that is when courts can come in. For instance, in the PDP, it's even an offense for you to go to court without first exploring the internal mechanisms for crisis resolution. It is an offense. But be that as it may, if the judiciary can also refer members back to their party, say, go and solve your problem, you understand? I think that will help the image of the judiciary.
Earlier this year, about 60 members of the PDP House of Reps called for the speakers, excuse me, for Damagun's removal, asking that he be replaced by a substantive chairman for the North Central. There have been other people within the party who have called for the same more recently. How do you feel that the national acting chairman can perform right now within the party, knowing that people do not want him in that position and there is crises going all around? How do you see his performance so far? And should he step down?
Well, to be honest with you, the challenge of the party today is the inability of the leadership to do what is right and to do the needful. But be that as it may, Ambassador Umar Ilyasu Damagun is occupying the position he is on the acting basis because the North Central, which should produce a substantive chairman, has not been permitted to do so. But based on the series of meetings that had happened this week, we have reached a point where the North Central has made a formal presentation to bring a replacement from the North Central geopolitical zone, who will serve as substantive national chairman and complete the term of Senator Iyorchia Ayu. So the party is progressing on the right path on how to combat the situation of the future, on how to confront the challenges of the future. And I think that is in order. Talking about the 60 lawmakers, talking about the demand of the North Central, talking about the demand of the governor and the chairman of the North Central geopolitical zone, that the North Central should be allowed to produce a substantive national chairman. I think it is perfectly in order.
Now, earlier you talked about the critical state of the nation today as it is, and it's really sad that there's no viable opposition at the moment. It seems instead opposition parties are strategizing for 2027 when people right now are still thinking of how to survive 2024. Now, what does this say about the crop of leaders that we have? What does this say about our democracy in Nigeria?
That's a good question, Temitope. If you do not put your house in order, you are having poor performance of opposition parties now because of the challenges confronting these political parties. So it is not just about 2027. No. We must read it correctly. It is not just about 2027. It is about now. It is about the drift into a one-party state. It is about the silence of the opposition political parties. It is about the pains of Nigerians, about the weariness of Nigerians today. So how do you confront that? You must have a party, whether it is one, whether it is two, whether it is five, that is and strong to be able to tell the ruling party and its government that your action is wrong here, to be able to provide the alternative voice. But if you don't have that, even talking about 2027, it is a mirage because it starts now. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians cannot afford electricity any longer. They cannot buy fuel. They cannot go to the hospitals. They cannot even treat ordinary, they don't even have resources to treat ordinary malaria. These are the challenges that are confronting the nation as we speak. So the opposition parties need to be strengthened. They need to be strengthened, or they need to strengthen themselves. And that is why it is important for parties to get their acts together. I mean the opposition parties to get their acts together. If we continue in this culture of silence, when everybody is afraid to speak, people are dying on a daily basis in silence, then who is going to do the 2027? So it's important, it's imperative for the party to start off from this point by pulling themselves together, by becoming viable, virile, strong, effective, in order to be able to guide the ruling government. And if the ruling government continue in this their system of dancing, in which Nigerians have even moved forward, everybody has gone to confront his own life, whether the government is ready or not, they are living the day, then nobody will be talking about 2027.
Well, there you have it. Kola Olabodion, former national PDP publicity secretary. Thank you.
However, they have revealed that their national convention, their fake meeting, you understand, that was supposed to hold this October, has been shifted further to November. It seems they shifted it to enable them cement and iron out things with all other aggrieved members to ensure that they have one house. Hence the postponement of the date.